Throughout human history, there have not only been wars that killed numerous people in cold blood, but terrifying diseases killed many innocent lives too. Today, we're talking about a disease which is still a mystery, and it is like a nightmare to every person who even slightly knows it by its name, encephalitis lethargica. So stay with us, you will be amazed to learn about this mysterious disease. What was the strange illness that puzzled people in the early 1900s? Called sleeping sickness or encephalitis lethargica, it was a big mystery. Who first noticed it? It was Constantine Alexander von Economy, an Austrian physicist and neurologist. Did it have clear signs that doctors could easily see? No, it didn't. The sickness showed up differently in different people. Some couldn't sleep, others had strange movements they couldn't control. Did anyone see things that weren't there? Yes, some even had visual hallucinations. How did doctors figure out what was wrong? It was tough because the symptoms were so different for each person. Why did this make it hard to understand the illness? Because it wasn't the same for everyone. Doctors found it tricky to grasp what was causing it. Imagine trying to solve a puzzle where every piece looks different. That's what doctors faced with sleeping sickness. They knew something was wrong, but it was like trying to catch a slippery fish in a pond. Why did it affect people in such different ways? That's a question that puzzled many. Was there any clear answer? Not really. The illness seemed to play by its own rules. Think about it. One person can't sleep, while another can't stop moving. It's like they were dealing with different diseases altogether. How did doctors even begin to treat something so complex? They had to try different things, like using different medicines. Did any treatment work for everyone? Unfortunately, no. What worked for one person might not work for another. It was like throwing darts blindfolded. Did this make doctors feel frustrated? Probably, but they kept trying to help their patients. Imagine being in a dark room, trying to find your way out. That's what it must have felt like for doctors dealing with sleeping sickness. They were grasping in the dark, hoping to stumble upon a solution. Did they ever find one? Eventually, yes, but it took a long time and a lot of effort. How did they finally understand the illness? Through careful observation and research, doctors began to piece together the puzzle. Each discovery brought them closer to understanding this mysterious sickness. In the annals of history, there was a time when a mysterious affliction called sleeping sickness roamed the earth like a silent predator. Imagine a time when people from different corners of the world were trapped by its grasp. Can you believe that it's targeted about 500,000 souls during its reign, spreading its dark veil across continents? What happened to those who fell under its shadow? Picture this: 1/3 of those infected were claimed by its icy grip, succumbing to its relentless onslaught. Can you fathom the magnitude of such a loss? As the sickness tightened its hold, it led its victims down a treacherous path, plunging them into a realm of relentless torment. Can you envision a nightmare where sleep becomes a distant memory, where every moment is plagued by erratic eye movements and shattered sleep patterns? But that was just the beginning. Can you imagine the horror of watching oneself deteriorate day by day as if trapped in a cruel mirage? The sickness didn't stop at physical decay. It delved deeper, robbing its captives of their essence. Can you grasp the despair of losing control over one's own body inch by agonizing inch? Yet, it wasn't only the body that suffered. Can you feel the weight of the psychological burden as moods shifted like shifting sands and expressions froze into masks of emptiness? Can you imagine the anguish of those who slipped into prolonged comas, trapped between the realms of wakefulness and oblivion? In the wake of such devastation, communities were left grappling with questions without easy answers. How could something insidious emerge from the shadows, wreaking havoc on unsuspecting lives? How could they heal the scars left behind, both seen and unseen? But amidst the darkness, there were glimmers of hope. Can you imagine the resilience of those who fought tooth and nail against the encroaching darkness? Can you envision the dedication of researchers and caregivers who worked tirelessly to unlock the secrets of this mysterious disorder? Though the shadows of sleeping sickness may have faded into the annals of history, its memory serves as a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the resilience of the human spirit. In 1969, something special happened. It wasn't just any ordinary day. It was the year when a new medicine was found. People called it levodopa. They said it could do wonders for Parkinson's disease, but it could also help those trapped in sleep. Imagine a time when sleeping sickness had no cure. People struggled with it for years, trying to find a way out of the long sleep. But then, like a light in the darkness, levodopa appeared. It was like a gift from the stars, promising a chance to wake up. Now, picture a man named Oliver Sacks. He was no ordinary person. He was a neurologist, someone who studied the brain and its mysteries. He thought, could this medicine help those with sleeping sickness? So he tried it on his patients, those still lost in slumber. What happened next was like something out of a storybook. Some of the patients woke up. It was incredible. They opened their eyes after years of sleep as if emerging from a long dream. It was like witnessing a miracle. But hold on a moment. Was everything as perfect as it seemed? Unfortunately, no. With the awakening came unexpected troubles. Some patients became too active and too restless. They couldn't control their movements. It was like their bodies had a mind of their own. So what now? Was the medicine a blessing or a curse? For many, it was both. It brought hope, but also challenges. They faced a roller coaster of emotions swinging between joy and despair. Yet, one thing remained clear through it all. Levodopa was a breakthrough. It opened doors that were once closed tight. It showed that even the darkest nights could have a dawn. Did you know that sometimes illnesses can change the course of history? Imagine if a tiny insect bite could have such a significant impact. That's what happened with something called sleeping sickness. Have you ever heard of it? Picture this. President Woodrow Wilson, a key figure in the Treaty of Versailles negotiations, suddenly falls ill. Would that change things? Well, it did. His sickness made him see things differently, especially regarding decisions about what to do after the war. What happened next? Some people say that the Treaty of Versailles turned out differently because of President Wilson's illness. Do you think that's possible? Imagine if things had gone another way. Would history be different today? But it doesn't stop there. Do you know what happened after the Treaty of Versailles? Some pretty big things, like the rise of Nazism and the start of World War II. Do you think sleeping sickness had anything to do with that? Imagine if President Wilson hadn't gotten sick. Do you think things would have turned out the same? Maybe not. Sometimes even the most minor things can change the world in big ways. Do you agree? So, when you think about it, sleeping sickness isn't just about feeling tired. It's about how one's health can affect the whole world. Isn't that interesting? What do you think would have happened if President Wilson had been healthy during those important negotiations? Would history have unfolded differently? It's incredible how something like an illness can become a part of history. Who would have thought that sleeping sickness could have such a big impact? So the next time you hear about a historical event, maybe think about all the little things that could have changed it. You never know what might have been if things had been just a little bit different. For many years, scientists have been on a quest to uncover the mystery behind sleeping sickness. They've searched high and low, exploring various ideas and theories. Some believe that it might have something to do with streptococcal infections, while others aren't so sure. But despite their best efforts, they haven't been able to find solid proof. Sleeping sickness doesn't follow a predictable pattern. It pops up here and there, making it tricky for doctors to figure out what's causing it. This unpredictability shows just how complicated the whole thing is. Even the smartest medical minds are scratching their heads, wondering what's going on. Imagine trying to solve a puzzle where the pieces keep changing shape. That's what it's like for these scientists. They gather clues and study them closely, but just when they think they're onto something, it slips through their fingers. It's like researching for a needle in a haystack. The more they look, the more they realize how vast and tangled the haystack is. Every time they think they're getting close, they find themselves back at square one. But despite the frustration, these scientists don't give up. They know that finding the cause of sleeping sickness could change everything. It could mean better treatments, maybe even a cure. So they keep digging, keep asking questions, determined to unlock the secrets hidden within this puzzling disease. In the meantime, people affected by sleeping sickness wait and hope. They rely on the dedication of these tireless researchers, knowing that someday their efforts will pay off. Sleeping sickness may be a tough nut to crack, but these scientists believe they'll get there with perseverance and determination. And when they do, it'll be a victory not just for them, but for everyone touched by this mysterious illness. A person named Sarah lived in a small town nestled between rolling hills. Now, Sarah was a curious soul, always eager to explore the world around her. However, fate had something chilling in store for her that would change her life forever. One day, Sarah fell ill with something peculiar. It wasn't just a regular fever or a cough, but something much more sinister. Doctors diagnosed her with sleeping sickness, a mysterious ailment that seemed to steal people away, not just physically, but mentally too. As days turned into weeks, Sarah's condition worsened. She found herself trapped in her own body, unable to move or speak. It was as if she was locked in a dark room with no key to escape. Her mind raced with thoughts, but her mouth couldn't form the words to express it. The most terrifying part of it all was that Sarah was still conscious. She could see and hear everything happening around her, but could not interact with the world. It was like being a ghost trapped in a living body. But what haunted Sarah the most was the stories she heard from other patients. Tales of people resorting to extreme measures just to escape the prison of their own bodies. One such story sent shivers down Sarah's spine. The account of a patient who, driven to madness by their condition, had clawed out their own eyes in a desperate bid for freedom. The mere thought of such a gruesome act made Sarah's blood run cold. She couldn't imagine the level of despair and hopelessness that would drive someone to such extremes. Yet, in the darkness of her own silent world, she couldn't help but wonder if she would ever reach that point of desperation herself. Days turned into months, and Sarah's existence became a blur of endless darkness and silent screams. She clung to the hope that one day, somehow, she would break free from this nightmare and return to the world of the living. But until then, she remained trapped in the chilling grip of sleeping sickness, a prisoner of her own responsive body. These are the details of the worst disease in history. What do you think of how brutal this disease is? Or are there any other diseases you think are more horrible than this? Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section. So for more interesting historical stories, hit the subscribe button to our channel, like and share the video, and I'll see you on the other side.